Don't let women use you. Stop being a simp. Here is how to know when a woman is using you and when you are a simp for a girl you have a crush on. Okay? These tips, I have my points written out here, so I'm always going to be looking at my phone. These tips will help you spot a woman who is using you because of maybe your money or what you can provide. It will help you know when you are being a Mugu or a Maga for a babe who is not interested in you. Okay? So it will save you time, it will save you energy, and it will save you wasted effort. In fact, it's the effort and the time that we put into women who are not interested in us that comes back at the end of the day. When the woman serves us breakfast or dumps us, we start feeling hot at the end of the day. Okay, so guys, by the end of this video, you should be able to spot when a woman is using your head and emotions to play games. It will help you differentiate between a woman who really likes you and a woman who is just using you. Okay, it will also let you know when you're being a simp for a woman just because you have a crush on her. Okay, so the number one sign that you are a simp for a babe is when you start buying her food from the first date. That one is like a clear sign that you don't need a prophet, you don't need prophecy, you don't need you don't need a magic mirror to tell you that this girl is using you for food. Okay? Do you know how women feel when you invite them to your house for the first date? That's how I want you to feel or to start feeling the moment you take a girl out on a first date and she orders food or she says she wants to eat. Okay? Stop buying women food on the first date, especially because you guys are not dating yet. You are not her boyfriend yet. Okay? It happened to me once. There was this very hot girl. Guy, if you see this babe, hot die. She was hot as she was sweet. You get? Now, okay, normally we exchange contacts. Then along the line we fix the date as usual now. So, but I found out that the venue I picked, she didn't like it. She wasn't okay with it. She said she wanted us to have our dinner, our date somewhere else. Now, guess the venue she suggested, Mega Chicken. That's like a restaurant. Okay, that was where she suggested. Then immediately I heard Mega Chicken. Immediately she said Mega Chicken on the phone. All my simp sensors went, like the alarms went off. You get? It's just like I felt somehow immediately, but I've already zeroed in my mind that I wasn't going to buy her food on the first date. So I said, no problem now. We now met up. At the end of the day, I still paid for the food because I was telling her, I'm not buying you food, I just came for drinks. But she said she was hungry. And I didn't have a choice now. We were already out. I had to pay for the food. Can you imagine? The babe ordered 2 portions of rice, big turkey with juice. Then I was just drinking water and staring at her. Like, even right from the moment when we were sitting down for the date, I was already feeling used. You get? It was later when we got talking during the date that I found out that this girl used me to break her fasting. She was in this fellowship, I think it was Zion. Yes, she was a member of Zion Fellowship here in Lagos. If you're in Lagos and you're a Christian, you should know Zion Ministry. She was a member of Zion, so they were doing this 100-day fast. So at the end of the fasting, that was why she postponed the date till 6 p.m. Then she also insisted on Mega Chicken. I just felt very bad. I felt used. I felt like she just used me for her meal. Okay, so since that day, I never really bothered about chatting her up or trying to, like, I just knew that she was not the kind of girl I want to go into a relationship or date. I'm not saying you cannot date somebody like her, but for me, it was a clear red flag. And along the line, it didn't work out. In fact, I don't think any babe I've bought food for on the first date that it actually works out fine. Like, we don't really, I don't think I've actually dated any girl whom I've bought food for on the first date. Okay, now what does this tell you? It tells you that women who do such things do it intentionally. Okay, now that's not the only instance. There was this other girl I met. She used to live very close to me. Okay, now she moved out. Then I started talking with her. Then from the first date, she will not just buy food for herself. She will buy extra takeaway pack for her mom's here at home. So anytime she sees my call, in fact, anytime we are seeing, I just know in my mind that I'll just buy her food. That's why once in a while, when you're talking to a girl on phone and you ask her, how far now, have you eaten? What did you eat? You know, those kind of small talks. In her own case, she will never say, I don't chop. Anytime you call her, she will always tell you she has not eaten. And the next thing is that she will suggest you get food for her while coming. So I did it like 3 or 4 times Before I ask my guy, when you're in a situation like emotional situation that is confusing and you find yourself just simping for a babe just because you like her, sometimes you need your fellow guy to snap you out of it. Sometimes you need your fellow guy to tell you, bros, you're not doing this properly, that it shouldn't be this way. So that's my work. My work is to help young men like you know when a babe is using you, know when you're a mugu or a simp for a woman. Okay, so now most of you may say, is it not food? I can afford food though. I'm not saying you cannot afford it, but then just know that that's exactly what a simp would say. Number two sign she is not emotionally interested in you is when she tells you that she has a boyfriend at home. Guys, any woman who actually wants to date you or who cares about your feeling will not tell you she has a boyfriend while on the same date with you. I've had cases like that, not one, not two, not three. Guys, listen, the answers that I share on this channel, where do you think I get them from? I get them from my personal experiences. Guys, I've been in such situation and I know how bad it feels to be used and dumped. That's why I'm giving you guys these tips now to help you avoid such women and such situation. If a girl is with you and she says she has a boyfriend at home while on a date with you, it just means she's just there for fun. So anything you're doing with her, just make sure you remove your emotions from any relationship you're trying to build with that person. I wouldn't even advise you to go into a relationship with that kind of woman or with that kind of girl. Okay? Don't say I didn't warn you. The number three point is if she doesn't want to come and visit you at your home, even after you guys have had the first few dates, she's always insisting you guys should meet outside. You guys should meet outside. The reason she's avoiding coming to your house is because she doesn't want to get physical with you. And any relationship or any dating or anything you're doing with a babe you have a crush on, we all know, and every guy knows at the back of his mind that yes, I really like you as a girl, I'm crushing for you, I'm falling for you. The next thing on my mind is to want to touch. In fact, if I like a girl, even before I approach you, I already know in my mind that I'm attracted to you physically. That's the first thing for me. And that physical attraction means that I just want to, like, I have physical attraction has low-key sexual attraction and sexual energy in it. Okay? So if a girl you have a crush on is avoiding your house, it just means she does not feel that sensual spark. There is no physical connection to whatever relationship you are trying to build with her. Okay? When you approach a woman, within the first few minutes when you're talking to her and trying to get her number and all that, she already decided on her mind whether she wants to give you a chance or not, or whether she's attracted to you or not. In her mind, she already knows where she wants to place you in her relationship status. If it's someone that has a boyfriend, like I talked about, she already knows she just wants to have fun and go. She just wants to hit and run. So if you go into such relationship with your emotions, you have yourself to blame when you start taking her serious and she's not reciprocating the energy. Okay? Like, I've experienced these things, so there's no point going. That's why I encourage guys to follow me and watch my topics and comment and all that. Okay, so sometimes it takes a fellow guy like you to sit you down and let you know where you're messing up or where you're not doing it right, where you're fucking up, and how you can actually turn the situation around to your advantage. Just the same way I'm doing now, because I've been in such situations myself. Number three sign that a woman is totally not interested in you or that she's using you is that she is always asking you for money. Guys, how do I explain this to you? You don't know the difference between something until you've tested a different variation of it. Okay? Like, you can't say something is short if you don't have any other variant of height to compare it to. Okay? You don't call someone who is richer than you broke. Like, you should compare. You compare things. It's called comparison. If it's just one value, then you can't say it's good or bad. It's just one value. There's nothing to compare it with. Okay? The reason most of you are simping for women, sending money to women you're not even dating, doing things for women like treating her extra special because she's a babe or because she has a fine face and big nyash, is because you have not experienced the opposite. You've not experienced somebody who actually likes you. Okay? if you have experienced somebody who reciprocates your energy, who gives you back the same energy and the same vibe, then you know that you're not even asking for too much. Guys, it's heartbreaking when you're just spending on a babe. I hear lots of stories about guys who you train the girl from when she's in school to when she graduates, expecting that at the end of the day you guys are going to be together forever. And immediately she graduates from school, or while she's in her final year, she breaks up with you, and your heart is shattered. If you have seen this video before then, I don't think you would have made the same mistake. Okay? There was one of my babes then that I used to date. First date, first date. I called her up and like, okay, babe, what's up now? Where are you? I mean, it's time. We already had an agreement, and let's meet so and so place. Okay? She cancelled at that last minute when I just called her up to confirm whether we are still like, sure, we are still meeting today, that kind of talk. She cancelled. But normally, I would be angry. I would say, in fact, I was angry. But I didn't let my emotions make me lose the babe. So what I did was simple. I called her up and said, okay, since you can't come, no problem. And she lives close by. I just said, I'm already at the venue. Like, I'm already out. I already made up my mind that I want to go out. So let me just get you some takeaway, some snacks. And maybe when I'm coming back, I can just come and drop it by. You just come downstairs and pick it up. Then at the same time, I will just see your face now because I don't think since we exchanged numbers that I've seen you. And she was like, okay, no problem. Some will say, no, 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 don't bother. But if she says no problem, then no problem. I bought the snacks. I want to give it to her. Can you believe that as I was about to leave her location, she had the guts to ask me for 1K. She said, please, I know to ask you this thing, it will sound somehow now, but don't look at me with that kind of eye, please. But I'm really out of cash now. I don't know if I can get like 1K from you. Immediately she said that, my heart, like I felt disappointed because I had put in so much effort to come to see you, notwithstanding the fact that you stood me up on the first date, you canceled the first date. I still came to your address to give you takeaway and gifts and snacks and all that. And you had the guts to ask me for 1K. That means you are just seeing me as somebody you can use. That's what it means. But I didn't tell her all that. I just told her that she's not a serious human being. I smiled. I told her, "You're not a serious human being. Do you know that what will happen is that you got to tell your boyfriend that because I'm not your boyfriend yet. Assuming I'm your boyfriend, hey, no wahala." She said, yeah. She now started beating around the bush. Now she said, "Yeah, I know now. That's why I said you should not feel somehow with the question with the request I want to ask you." I said, "No problem. I've heard, but I'm not your boyfriend. At least I'm not your boyfriend yet." You get? So this same reply is what I expect you to give any woman who bills you for money, especially when you are not dating her yet. Like when you guys are not romantic yet, when you guys are not snacking yet, you guys are not fucking yet. Okay? So have that in mind. But then when I went home, I let her ask her for her account number. It's just 1K now. So I sent it to her. But you should learn to say no. Learn to say no. In fact, me and that babe, we even went ahead to date till the moment she left Nigeria. I think she's in the UK now. Okay? So learn to say no because most times these girls don't like most guys can't say no to a hot girl, especially if she is your spec and you are falling for her. You cannot have the mind to say no. Okay? But you'll find out that the moment you have the balls to say no, she may even be more attracted to you because you may be the only guy in her life who has ever told her no. You get? So you know what to do now. If you love more of this content, you have to comment, like, and share the video.